What's up, you guys? The momentum doesn't stop, and neither do I. Today is the 19th consecutive green day. I am 2 days away from a no red month. Now, this will be the first time I've been able to do this since actually October of 2017. Not because I've tried every single month and then failed. Most months I don't even really think about it. I typically expect to have one red month or one red day, each week. I mean, that's totally fine. If I have 4 red days a month, that's totally fine. And I don't really think about it, I don't really sweat it. But this month I made a conscientious decision at the beginning of the month to focus on consistency, increasing my profit-loss ratio, and trading with smaller share size. And so the consolation prize has sort of been a no red month because I figured I would make less money with smaller share size. Ironically, I am actually up more. This so far is my greenest month of the year, despite smaller size. Seems counterintuitive, but in fact, it is the case, and I think it's for a number of reasons. Probably the biggest, which is that I'm able to pivot and sort of switch gears faster. I'm less emotional, I'm less attached to stocks, and this has been a market where being able to switch gears quickly has been really important. So today, 19th consecutive green day, locking up over $4,000 of profit. That puts me up $9,000 on the week and $71,000 on the month in gross profit, which is a terrific month. And again, with 2 days left. So tomorrow, same thing as always. I'm gonna be live streaming right around 9:15. I'll do my watch list. I'll start trading as soon as the bell rings, and I'll trade basically for the first hour, then do an hour or so of Q&A for my Warrior Pro students, and then I'm done for the day. Just because I walk away doesn't mean the market's not going to continue to provide opportunities, which is why I want to encourage you to learn the strategies that I trade, learn the strategies that I teach in our classes every single day. That way, if I take a day off, or if I happen to say, all right, guys, I gotta cut out at 10 a.m. today because I've got something I need to do, whatever, it doesn't mean that you have to stop trading. You can keep trading, and I'm looking at an A quality ABCD pattern right here that I didn't trade, but that was on my chart when I walked away. I went downstairs to go outside for 1 second. I came back and I was like, oh man, that was picture perfect. And I saw, lo and behold, that many of our students took the trade because they've learned the strategy. That is independence. So I can help guide you towards independence by equipping you with the skills and strategy. That is my goal. I want you to be independent. All right, so as always, questions, comments, leave them down below. Check out some of the links in the description if you have any questions about how I trade with a $500 account, my beginner's getting started guide, things like that. And I'll see you back at it first thing tomorrow morning. I will start, as always, kind of with the watch list right around 9:15, and I'm gonna try to be slow and steady these last 2 days and just hold it together. 2 more days. I can do this. 2 more days. All right, see you in the morning. Everyone, so we're going to do our midday market recap, go over the 5 stocks I traded today. SNDX, a little bit of an interesting one, a little outside my price range, but a nice 5-minute bull flag here that I traded. And then I just stepped away, it being just past, 10:15 or so, and I thought, all right, I've done a good job. And I was looking at this for the break of 1850. However, I was wondering whether or not it would be a clean break. And it looks like it hit 1860, dropped back down to 1835, hit 1882, dropped back down to 1839, and then hit a high of 1895, then dropped back down to 1855, and then broke 19 right here. And that's when it finally had a nice breakout and a squeeze to 1990, a 1-minute pullback, and then a squeeze up to 20. So it really wasn't until right here that it did a clean breakout, and this whole area, was pretty choppy. So typical of stocks of this price range, and I traded it with smaller share size, so even if I had traded it, it wouldn't have been like a huge winner. So these are the 5 stocks I traded. In fact, all of them except for TROV were off my high day momentum scanner today. I didn't really have a super solid watch list. I was watching IBIO for a gap and go, but when the bell rang, I saw what the halt levels were, and the halt level was up around 75, and I thought, nah, it's not going to go that high, so I left it alone. All right, so let's see where I am today. I know this is my now, it's got to be the 19th consecutive green day. Was yesterday day 18? I'm pretty positive yesterday was 18, which makes today day 19. And again, I got to import my trades here so we can go over the metrics month to date, including yesterday. So anyways, today, Neon was a good trade right off the high day Momo scanner. Like literally right out of the gates, the high day Momo scanner is lighting up with Neon. And it had actually hit the scanner yesterday as well. And yesterday it had a pretty strong day. So I bought that pretty quickly, and it gave a nice continuation from 360, as you can see here, all the way up to a high of 496. So that one's going to be my biggest winner. SNDX is the next. And you know what? Actually, I think it's sorting these by biggest winner. So that would probably be the order. All right, so where am I at here for the 19th consecutive green day? $4,224.06, not bad. FUV, a small win, $30, a $65 loss on CREX, $139 on Trove, $1,000 on SNDX, not bad, and $3,000 on Neon. Not bad at all. $4,000. I mean, that certainly keeps the job away, and I can add that to the $5,000 I made yesterday, which puts me up 9,200 or whatever it is on the week. So this is a great week, and I now just have 2 days left to hold it together and try to actually achieve a no red April. This has been obviously a pretty awesome month. Not because the momentum has been incredible or anything like that. Really, more than anything, it's been because because I've been more disciplined about following my rules. That's really been, I would say, more than anything, what has been driving this really strong month for me. So I'm just going to import my trades here for yesterday. Let's see, IRA account. I've got to tag my account accordingly, and I'm going to do this in Trader View. All right, so that's uploading. Let's see, I got to refresh the status in a second. All right, so while that's uploading, let's go over these trades. And again, for Warrior Pro students, what we're going to do as soon as I finish this recap, I'm going to switch over to the Warrior Pro mentor room, and we'll do probably about an hour of Q&A, and I will show you the live trading recordings from this morning. So just to give you a little sneak preview of what that looks like, let's see. All right, so this is my recording right here. So this is what we'll be going over in the Warrior Pro room. All right, so that'll be starting as soon as this recap ends. Okay, so back to the very beginning of the day, 9:15 a.m. As I sat down here and was looking at the market, this is what I saw. A sort of unappealing watch list, gap scan, a stock with 200 shares of volume at the top of the scan. Not interested in that, not going to trade it. Next stop, BWEN, next stop. BWEN, this, unfortunately, by the time the bell was ringing, was already down considerably. It just wasn't looking good. Next one down, IBIO. Now this one looked kind of like NAKD from yesterday. NAKD yesterday, was kind of strong, pulled back, and then it started to curl up before the bell rang, and ended up at the bell squeezing up, halting, and then gapping up about 5%. So the gap is what gave us a nice win, the gap on the halt resumption. On IBIO, I thought perhaps we would see something similar. Being a cheaper stock, I thought that if it squeezed up, it could have a halt level to out 10%, which would be up around, right around probably 55 or 60. When the bell rang, I pulled it up, or I already had it up, and I saw that the halt level was actually much further away. So it's 20% away, not 10%. And I thought, no, I'm not going to be able to trade this. The halt level's too far away. It's not going to squeeze up into a halt, so I'm going to leave it alone. So no trades on IBIO at all. And then we had TROV on the watch list as well. And I said the spot that I like it is over $1.60. And so I bought the break of $1.60, right in at $1.60. Hit a high of 67, and I ended up selling that for only $139 of profit as it came back down. So not a big win there, but that was the only trade right off the watch list. RTIX and SNDX were on the watch list. Both of these ended up making bigger moves, but with larger floats, initially I wasn't looking at them very closely. And SNDX, I didn't really pay much attention to until it lit up my scan here as it was squeezing up. And that's when I started to notice it and think, okay, there's an opportunity on this. And actually, I believe it was my first trade was right here. I got long at 1596 at the bottom of that candle. And it popped right back up to 17. So that was a nice trade. Probably $500 on that trade there, buying right down on that washout. So this was a sell-off bounce type of trade. Stock has a really kind of severe sell-off, overdone, and so I did the bounce off the low. And I have the live recording of that, so we'll review that in the Warrior Pro mentor session in just a moment. So anyways, back to kind of the beginning of the day, which was, and I see by the way that CREX is moving higher. That's the stock that's hitting a scan right now. I took a couple trades on it, trying to trade the momentum. I found it to be very strange that the spreads were a little bit on the bigger side and that it was popping around a little bit more than I expected. I bought the first 1 minute candle to make a new high right here. And then I bought right here on this candle at 40. It popped back only to 45 and I stopped out right here. And then it ended up reversing and coming back up. So go figure, but that's fine. So anyways, so my watch list this morning was kind of, I didn't really have a lot that I was really looking at very closely. TROV was a maybe, IBIO was a maybe, and I said, really, the game plan is going to be to watch that high day Momo scanner. So the first stock that hits the high day Momo scanner and is moving was Neon. Neon pops up, I look at it, I recognize yesterday it had a big day. I had seen it yesterday on the scanner. And on this one, I decided to jump in for the break of $4. So this is a whole dollar entry, anticipating the break of the whole dollar. So it squeezes up, I jump in right away, and it hits a halt level at 407. It then resumes up here, and I actually bought coming out of the halt around 450, and it squeezes up to a high, as you can see, of 496. So my entry here was also the break of the half dollar with a stop down at 4. And we got that nice move there. It pulled back, and I did one bounce trade on it, but it didn't hold up super well, and then I didn't take another bounce trade. So, kind of a nice short trade, but it didn't really hold up. CREX, obviously, relatively is surprising, but looking quite a bit stronger as it's doing this micro pullback right now under 2. Typically, on a stock like this, I would have an order at $2. So that's a limit order like this. And I would have bought there and sold, on the ask on that breakthrough too. The only thing that is a little tricky on this stock is that it's up so much. It's not really clear to me. It just surprises me with this big red bar that it's been able to reclaim this with lighter volume. So I'm a little bit unsure about whether or not this is safe to trade, but I don't see very clear levels on the daily that it would be my profit target. So it's just kind of grinding higher. And again, at this point now, I've already thrown in the towel. I've already kind of seen where I'm at on the day. And if I keep trading, it's hard to do that without having a bias that if I lose, now I've got to get back to up over 4,000, or, you know, I'm not going to overstay my welcome. I'm leaving money on the table, but I'm walking away green. So anyways, this one, yeah, so that's CREX. So we had Neon, SNDX is the next one. I kind of already covered that. Nice pullback pattern here with a squeeze higher. FUV hit the scanners. I jumped in for the break of 3, the whole dollar breakout. It had a seller at 3, and I stopped out, basically break even. And then CREX, I jumped in and got chopped out on before it has opened up here. This is an ABCD pattern, A, B, C, and then the breakout is right here. So I will take a screenshot of this for the classes, because it's even though it's not a picture perfect example, it did end up holding up well, and a solid entry on this would have been $1.67 to anticipate the break over $1.75. So let me just grab this as a screenshot. I like to sort of, you know, as I go, as I trade, when I see good examples, I like to grab them, because if I sit down and I'm all of a sudden like, oh, you know, okay, I want to spruce up the classes and add new examples off the top of my head, you know, it's impossible to think back over the last year. Oh, this happened here, this happened here. So it's so much easier just as I go to grab these, and then I'll just upload them into the class before I teach the new version. So I just have a folder I put these in. All right, so this was CREX, ABCD pattern, and I'll save that. All right, so not a lot to really cover today. Fairly straightforward day. You know, 5 stocks I traded, green on 4 out of 5. Oh, let's see if my trader view updated here. So where I sit on the month right now, I was very active on Monday. Had a nice green day, but you can see 37 trades. Tied for the, 38 was the most I took in one day. So second most was right there. The detailed. So 69%. Oh wait, no, this is going back too far. 20. I was gonna say it's a bit of a drop. There we go. All right, so this is where I'm sitting right here. 72% accuracy, good profit loss ratio. Overall, really solid month, and this will put me up today now at about 75 in gross profit, and we still have 2 days left. Good job for those of you guys that are capitalizing on CREX. One of the things that's really important to me is that I am teaching you my strategy. So if you want to go ahead and trade this, trade it. You don't need me to say I'm watching it or I like it. Just because I happen to step away and I don't notice it, it doesn't mean it's not a good setup. So you know the strategy, you take the trades, and ultimately you have to be accountable for taking your own trades and following the strategy. So this was a nice ABCD setup and a nice break of 2, which you could have taken, but I'm not going to trade during the recap, and I'm just going to say, hey, $4,000, this is good enough, right? At some point, you have to say this is good enough, and today, this is the spot where I'm throwing in the towel. So I'm going to close this, boom, and I am not going to look at it again until tomorrow. Live to trade another day. So I'll be back at it first thing tomorrow. Warrior Pro students, we're going to jump over to the Warrior Pro room, and I'm going to do some Q&A for you guys, and we're going to review the live trading archives from this morning. All right, so I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you all back here first thing tomorrow morning. Hey, it's me again. The most popular video on day trading on YouTube was made by me. You can check it out below if you haven't already. And as always, if you have questions, leave them in the comments. I personally respond to every question that's posted on my channel.